What it do, baby? It's the network in the building. We got S-Move in here. We got Gonzalo from Buenos Aires. Man, if I took attendance, I think Gonzalo would have perfect attendance. Today's lab is installing a wireless access point. Y'all gotta excuse me for a second here. I'm gonna be using Packet Tracer. That's what the lab called for. I guess you could use real hardware to do this as well. But you would have to put the access points in autonomous mode, I think, if you was to do that, because there's no wireless controller in here. So that's probably why they have you do this in Packet Tracer, because it's easier to spin up. So configuration and verification isn't the same thing here. Anyway, that Smooth said, "What up? What it do?" Got the Fat Finger Squad in the house. Couldn't make it last night. Oh, you wasn't here last night. Oh, I guess I ain't even realized that then. Sometimes you be quiet and you don't say nothing, Gonzalo. But anyways, y'all really gotta excuse me. I stayed a little late. You know, just had a little chat with my man at work. So. For those of you that are just following along for the first time or whatever, we're gonna we usually get our labs from this book called 101 Labs, Cisco CCNA version 4. You can get a copy of this from 101labs.net. It's authored by Paul Browning and co-authored by Farai Tafa. Experts agree that we retain only 10% of what we read, but 90% of what we do. That's why I like this book, because it gives us something to follow along while we're doing this stuff hands-on. And we're going to be on page 155 in this book, lab number 37, installing a wireless access point. We ain't got my man Plant-Based Brother in the building today. We got Brandon, finally got his book. Shout out to Brandon for getting his book. So yeah, page 155. Yeah, because sometimes there's topics I have not seen yet, so I'm mostly watching. That's what's up, Gonzalo. Yeah, man, like I said, like the other day, I was thinking about how I did, I know about disable recovery, but it wasn't until I actually tried to put a port in disable mode, and then like I do it all the time at work. We have ports that are configured with BPDU guard, and as soon as somebody plugs something up, it'll go into disable, right? But I didn't fully understand. I know you could just usually shut it down, bring it back up, and it'll come up, but I wasn't sure how it would work with port security until I actually played with it. So that's why I like doing these labs and stuff like that. And then, like, remember the not the hold timer, but the was it the hold time? Yeah, the hold time with LLDP and CDP. I didn't realize. I was like, how come this information ain't going away? You got to realize that the hold timer needs to expire before it discards CDP information, right? CDP goes across or gets broadcasted every 60 seconds, and LLDP is every 30 seconds. Little fun facts like that helps you, get through the exam, because they ask you those kind of questions. But I'm going on a rant here. So again, page 155 in the book, we are going to learn how to install a wireless access point. Well, at least on Packet Tracer, because oddly enough, my supervisor gave me a wireless access point to install for a project, and oddly enough, that was today's topic. And in case you guys don't know what a wireless access point is, or what it looks like, some of you guys may be new. This is a wireless access point. It's kind of like a hotspot that goes in your ceiling, and you'll have a little red light. You'll see these in like McDonald's or Walmart or something like that, and they're in the ceiling, and that's what broadcasts the internet signal for you to get on. So it's basically your Wi-Fi hotspot, basically. So, but anyways, I got to install that or configure it for a project at my job. And yeah, that's what today's topic is. So it's funny how these things, align with the things I do at work, man. That's why I love this field. You look at this. I'm done with work, and I'm doing this stuff after work. So, I just love it. So we got my man Plant-Based. There you go. You speaking up there. I thought you was absent today. So wireless access points, or WAPs, not that kind of WAP. are ubiquitous, and you are more than likely to required to install them as part of your job as a network engineer. This lab will cover the basics. We will look into wireless security later in this guide. The lab tool you're going to use is Packet Tracer. I don't think you could use GNS3. Maybe you could use EVNG. Plant-Based Brothers is going to be using EVNG. You let us know how it works out for you over there, because this book calls for it to be done in Packet Tracer. So let's go ahead and drag and drop one router, 2 wireless access points, and 2 PCs. If you guys want to follow along, hopefully you guys know how to use Packet Tracer. If you're new, at least I hope you have it at least installed and you can follow along, right? So I am going to pick let's go with the 1941 router. Put that bad boy right there. And they said we needed 2 wireless access points. So I guess they would be considered wireless right there, right? We'll go with the, let's go with the 3702. Put those right there, that right there. And in case you don't know how it looks like, you can just click the wireless access point and there you go. You can see, zoom in. That's what I love about Packet Tracer, is that you could actually see. You have the logical view of it right there. And you also have the physical view right there. So notice it's got 2 RJ45 ports. We got that so that we can plug up the DC outlet or the DC plug. That's how we plug it up. We just plug it up like that, and I believe that's a reset button right there. So we got 2 wireless access points, a router, and then we need 2 PCs. Should I go with the laptops? I'm gonna go with some laptops here. So we got a laptop there, and we got a laptop right here. Yours might look different because I got little custom icons. You know, I like my stuff to look a little different, a little special. Gonzalo said he gonna stick to Packet Tracer. Plant-Based Brother gonna stick with Packet Tracer today. You're not gonna do EVNG, Mr. Bougie, Mr. EVNG Bougie. So lab 37 configuration. Oh, so looks like we need to. We got 2 interfaces here. We got the 1.1 network and then the 2.1 network. Now in here, this is just like kind of like a walkthrough. So this isn't like we have to do it and then figure it out. They just doing the configuration and verification all at the same time here. So, next book is the next lab is installing a wireless LAN controller. So that's gonna be cool to do too. I think you can use Packet Tracer on that one. Anyway, so next page, drag the Waps onto the canvas and not those Waps. I use access point PT, connect them to the Ethernet point. Oh, okay, so he used a different type of access point. Maybe I should do that. He used an 1841, so did I. Use the lightning strike cable icon to connect cables from the Waps. So yeah, this is more of a walkthrough as opposed to here's the task and you figure it out. So let's go ahead and connect those bad boys. You just click the lightning bolt, go from one end to the other. Lightning bolt, one end to the other. What else it says here? Because you can use any model with Ethernet ports. Drag 2 laptops on the canvas under the physical tab. Wireless module. Okay, so we got to put the wireless module on the laptops. Let's not forget that. If anybody's new here, you're more than welcome to ask any questions. We got some smart people in the chat room if I'm not able to get to them, so they will answer for you. So they wanted some, we needed to install the wireless. This already got the wireless joint on it, don't it? But it says you need to drag and drop. Is it not connected? No, we got a NIC card there. So we got to turn this bad boy off like this, right? Take this bad boy out of the way and put the wireless NIC card just like that. That's what it is. We got to do the same thing on the other laptop. Laptop number 1. Turn this bad boy off because you can't do it while it's on, right? Yeah, you can't do it while it's on. See that? So you got to turn it off, then drag and drop, and then put the other one in. I mean, technically you could do that in real life too, but you could mess it up. So I'm glad they make you turn it off, kind of like, because these ain't really plug and play wireless modules here. Yeah, that's what it says there. You will need to press the power button first and remember to power it back on. In order to do this, you need to remove the wired port by dragging it away. Okay, cool. So task 2, add IP addresses to the relevant router ports. 192.168.1.1 to the left port, 192.168.2.1 to the right. We usually use the command line, but this time I use the GUI to find the Ethernet port. Okay, so I guess that's what we'll do with this guy too. So I'm not too happy with this lab, but it is what it is. That's what they said. So you go to physical and I believe config, and then you go to, I guess that's gonna be GI00. Yeah, and then do the IP address that way. Y'all with me so far? Y'all with me so far? Let me know if you guys are lost or anything like that. 192.168.1.1. Subnet mask of 255, 255.0. So that should be it right there. And then they want us to tick the, yeah, those are set. It's set to auto. Leave that on. Port status is on. That's what they want us to do. That needs to be turned up. That's what they wanted us to do. Same thing on this guy, right? Because that port right there is GI01. So we're going to go to GI01 on this guy. Boom. I believe that's the one on the right, right? Yeah. So turn it on. IP address of 192.168.2.1. And the subnet mask should pre-fill. And it's up. And that should be it, right? So, because if we go to the other interface, yeah, the other interface is, okay, so yeah. Again, this is like a different router or something. But anyways, that should be it. Ain't no VLAN database. I don't know why they got that there. That's interesting. I guess you could make the VLANs. Okay, so task 3. Y'all with me so far? Is anybody lost? Or y'all hit me with that like button if y'all like what y'all see so far. Don't forget to hit that like button, man. Get some more people to join us and stuff, man. Task 3. Configure the SSID for the Waps. Not that WAP. Use left WAP and right WAP. Say that 5 times. Use left WAP and right WAP for the respective devices. Here it is on the left WAP. Okay, so we're going to go to the left wireless access point and call him left WAP. So we go to config. Oh, it got to be powered on. So we got to power it on here. Boop. Right down, it's on, I believe. Go to config. No, that's not how you turn it on. I guess you got to plug it up. Did I not turn it on? Boop. 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 I guess you got to plug it up then, huh? Boop. No. No. Boop. There you go. Now powered on. Config. There we go. Y'all see, you got to drag and drop that plug to actually power on the wireless access point. And notice now these are turning green there. You see that? Y'all with me so far? Let me move this out of the way so y'all can see. So they want to make this one left WAP, LEFTP, right? And then that's all they wanted us to do. No, that's the display name. We don't want that. We wanted the SSIDs for the wireless access point. So you got to go to gig 00 or is it dot radio? No, where can you get to the that's the display name. You know what? I might need to get that other the other access point. I'm not going to do the 3702. He used a different one. So he used this wireless access point right here, I believe. Let's see. He put, I think it was this guy right there. And then he went to config the port. No. The settings. No. Where's he naming that from? That's point 0. And then right there, port 0. Port 1. Just like that. And then that's where he named it. So the other one, you can't do that because it's going to require a wireless controller. That's the reason why. It's not. You can't put the SSID. See, right? Is there anywhere you can put an SSID in this guy? No. See? That's why that one has a WLC. It needs to talk to a wireless controller to get that information. So we need to remove these bad boys. So if I were you, if you guys don't drag and drop the 3702, because those need a wireless controller for it to talk. You see, notice how this one is already, you know, broadcasting right here. So let me delete these bad boys. Let me do this. I'm going to put this bad boy here. disconnect that, boom, boom, right? And then I'm gonna delete this bad boy, boom. And then I guess he'll be laptop 1 since he's already connected. Didn't mean to do that. Let's drag and drop another one. So the one we need is access point PT, that one right there. Anybody confused or anybody lost? Y'all with me so far? So I'm gonna drag and drop that bad boy, disconnect him and connect him to that, port 0. And then I'm gonna delete this bad boy right here. Whoop. And then put that bad boy right here. Put that bad boy right there. Does he have the, yeah, he does. And is he on? No, he's not on. That's how come he wasn't connecting. So he's probably going to connect right about now. There you go. See, now it's connected. So, anybody lost? Y'all with me so far? If anybody has any questions, you know, ask away. Like I said, if I'm not paying attention, we got some smart people in the chat room over there. We got my man Gonzalo, who knows a lot about wireless. We got Plant-Based Brother, who is a wireless expert over there. We got Danielle Williams, who is also a wireless expert. So, okay, what else we needed to do? We needed to do those SSIDs. So this one was left WAP, and the other one was right WAP. Config, settings. Notice it's already disconnecting the other laptop over there. This is right WAP, right? That's what they wanted. Now it's disconnected our clients there. Make sure you enter the correct SSID per device. Okay, so we did the IP addressing for the router. I'm gonna go to the CLI just to double check. Remember, we always got to double check our work, right? Verify it. When you're done configuring, verify it. And then when you're done verifying it, verify it again. After that, see if you can do a verify. So show IP interface brief. Why do I feel like I need to talk with a mask on? Do y'all ever notice that, like, man, you feel weird or naked without a mask? Even talking to y'all virtually, I feel like I'm spreading something or whatever without a mask on. Let's see. We got our interfaces correct here, right? Yeah, they look good to me. I don't know about y'all. So that's task 3. I believe we've got, how many tasks we got? We got only 5 tasks before we wrap this up. So task 4, configure the correct SSID for the left and right laptops. Add the 192.168.1.2 IP address to the left and 2.2 to the right. So I'm going to go to the laptop. This is the left laptop. He's laptop 1 for some reason. I'm going to go to the wireless tab. Or is it? I'm going to go to the desktop. And then wireless here? No. What did they go to? They went to config. They just did it the kind of packet tracer way. So they went to config and then the wireless 0 like this. And then the SSID you want to be connecting to. Which in this case needs to be left WAP, so LEFTWAP. Does this only work for Cisco wireless access points? The way they configured this and the way they had set it up, yes and no, because these wireless access points, these aren't really wireless access points. So let me show you real quick. That's a good question, Bull Club. So if you go to this access point, this is kind of like a fake access point. See, look, I'm gonna zoom in for y'all real quick, right? Zoom in. It says here packet tracer access point. There's no such thing as a packet tracer access point. This is just something for you to kind of like learn the fundamentals of how a wireless access point kind of like talks to a laptop or to a router and stuff like that. So this is just so you can get the basic fundamentals on what a wireless access point does. Now, a real wireless access point was the one that I dragged and dropped at the beginning. This right here, this is I mean, not a real one, but a real Cisco one. So this is a Cisco wireless access point, right? This is a 3702 model. If I zoom in, right, this is only the side of it right here. But let me see. I believe the one that I got from my job is this is an 1100 series. This is an 1142 laptop. So from the side, it looks like this. I hope you guys can see it, right? So it looks like that from the side. I don't know if y'all can see or not. Let me see. I'm gonna look. There's a little lag here, so I just want to make sure you can see what it looks like, right? So that's what it looks like from the side. Now this is the top view of the access point, right? So the way these work is it needs to talk to a wireless controller if it's in lightweight mode. I did a video on wireless access points on the difference between lightweight mode and an autonomous mode, right? Now, the way, by default, they are normally in lightweight mode and they need to talk to a wireless controller. That's not how they set it up in this case. They use the fake packet tracer router access points to talk to the router just so you can get the fundamentals of installing a wireless access point. So it's not going to be like this in real life per se, but it's similar to this. So that's what they're trying to get, trying to explain with this lab right here. So don't get too hung up on these configurations and the way these menus are and stuff like that. That's not how it's going to work. Like, device must be powered on. It's not going to tell you that when you're actually configuring a real wireless access point. You just got to know that it needs to be on for you to configure it, right? So they just kind of get you to do that to, just to understand the fundamentals of wireless access points. And that's what they're trying to, but that's a good question, Bull Club. Damn, bro, I had to quit the job that I found because the mofo was working. We never wanted to wear a mask. That's crazy, man. Like, man, this is a whole global panoramic going on right now, and you're not wearing a mask. Man, I don't blame you for quitting that job, Gonzalo. But anyways, yeah, that's a good question, Bull Club. So it's not going to be exactly like this. This is just so you can get the fundamentals of how a wireless access point works. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this bad boy right here. Boop. And continue configuring what we were doing. These little fake access points right here. This is a packet tracer. You see, like I said, this is just a fake access point. They just kind of like just do that so you understand the fundamentals. Like, you understand that it's got two radios, a NIC card like that, an on-off button, and then the plug. Just so you can get the fundamentals of an access point. So this guy was. Did we do him already? Yeah, we did him. He's right WAP. We needed to do the laptop and go to config and wireless. He needs to connect to the SSID called right WAP. And notice when we do that, it should connect, right? No, I think we needed to do the IP address too, is what they did. They wanted us to do. So we needed to set a static IP address. That's another concept they want you to learn here. They hiring because they need a job. They hiring because I need a job. Plant-based brother want to know if they hiring, man. Plant-based brother, I believe Gonzalo's all the way in Buenos Aires. So unless you wanna go to some guy that's not working with a mask on in Buenos Aires, then yeah, they probably hiring. But anyway, I'm gonna go back to this guy. He'll probably connect now, right? Because see, now it's connected because we said to look for the wireless, the SSID of right WAP. But notice his IP address is 169 blah blah blah. That means it's an APIPA address, so it's like an automatic IP address. They wanted us to set a static IP address of 192.168.1.2 for the left one, and 2.2 on the right. Right? So that was task 4. Configure the correct SSID for the left and right laptops, and add the 1.2 IP to the left and 2.2 to the right, right? So do that again, right? So we're going to this laptop, go to config, static IP address, and we said 192.168.1.2, and they didn't ask for a DNS server. No, that's gateway. Yeah, that's gateway. No, we didn't want to do that. Let's do DHCP right there. We wanted wireless like this. That needs to be. See that? Notice we're getting a 169 address. That's what happens when we're not getting any DHCP, right? So it gives you it's kind of like an arbitrary address. It's called APIPA, which stands for Automatic Private IP Addressing. And it's just used so if you can't contact the DHCP controller, it's going to give you that IP address so you can at least talk locally. We don't want to do that. They want us to set a static IP address, which was 192.168 1.1.2. Plant-based brother said, go to the desktop on the laptop and connect through PC wireless. Yes, exactly. Which is what we did right there. Set the mask of 255, and that was it right there. And then notice he should get that IP address there now. So we got to do the same thing on this guy, but give him, go to wireless, and where we at? Static IP address. And we want to give him 192.168.2.2. Did I give him 1.2 on the left? I hope I gave him 1.2. Let me make sure. I gave him 1.2, right? Verify your work. Verify your work, guys. Yeah, I gave him 1.2. Okay, good. Where do you see WIC, Pete? Okay, can someone remind me what WIC stands for? WIC, I forgot. I know what Pete's looking for. Pete is probably talking about this right here. When you go to the physical device and on the laptop, no, it ain't gonna be on the laptop. It'll be on the router. So you go to the router and you go to physical and you see WIC right there, WIC cover. So WIC is kind of like these little slots right here, right? But I forgot what it stood for too. I'm not gonna make pretend. Let's see. Good question, Pete. WIC, let's say router, right? Router WIC module. I believe it's the module WAN interface card, Pete. That's what it stands for. So basically, these little slots right here, you put WIC cards on them. So WAN interface cards. So this, like right here, is the WIC cover. So this is the cover, and you're covering the WIC right there. You can't do it while it's on though. So these devices right here, if you want to add, that's a WIC, but it's at WIC 8. There's a HWIC. There's different type of WICs. So good question, Pete. That's something I'm gonna learn right now, right? I think I kind of knew it, but I didn't really understand. Now I do know. So really good question, Pete. Those interfaces that you can add into a slot, into a switch or router, add functionality, they are referred to as WICs. Yes, good question, WIC. But where do you see WIC, Pete? Can someone remind me what WIC stands for? Okay, yeah. Pete, were you just testing us, or did you really want to know what it stood for? So, okay, so that was task 4. We did the IP addressing, the static IPs. We connected it to the correct SSID. You also need to set the default gateway, which was what we forgot to do on last night's lab. Luckily, we had Plant-Based Brother to tell us, to remind us to give the PCs default gateways. Of the local routers, Ethernet interface. Here it is for the laptop, left laptop. So basically, we need to set this laptop, right? His IP address is currently, we set it to 1.2, right? But his gateway needs to be 1.1, which is the interface that's on the router. So in other words, when he needs to go to internet or needs to contact the router, he needs to go to the default gateway. Or if he needs to go out of his internet, or if he needs to go out of the network, he needs to contact the default gateway, right? And think of the default gateway as your gateway, right? Your gateway to the internet or to out of your local internet, right? So this guy right here, laptop 1, his default gateway is not necessarily the access point you would think it is, but this is just how you enter the network physically. And then that is his default gateway. What's that interface? That's what we set earlier. It is 192.168.1.1, and we need to configure that laptop to remember, okay, if I need to get out of the network, I need to contact my default gateway. It's 192.168.1.1. We need to do that statically because there's no DHCP server that's going to tell the laptop, this is your default gateway, right? So we need to do that statically. Go to laptop, go to settings, and then we go to the gateway right there. So 192.168.1.1. They didn't ask for no DNS server. Don't worry about that right now. Typically, you would put Google as your DNS server or something like that. Or if you have a local DNS server, you put that information, but they didn't call for that for this lab. If you guys are just following on or you're just getting on, oh, Pete had no idea. Okay, good. That's good. That's cool though. If you do like to quiz us, man, let us know, man. Because now I hope I remember what a WIC is. I mean, I knew what they are, like playing with them, but I didn't understand or knew what WIC stood for. I always knew them to be like the little, kind of like the welfare checks, right? your WIC card, right? Anyway, y'all see me more like corny dad jokes or whatever. You get a copy of this book from 101labs.net. You can also click the link in the description box below. You get a copy of this book from, it'll take you to an Amazon link, and you can get a copy of this book so you can follow along. Today we're on page 159, installing a wireless access point, but it starts on page 155. We're almost done here. There's 5 tasks, right? So we set this guy's default gateway. Now, when he needs to get out of his gateway or get out of the local area network, remember, this is his local area network right here. But if he wants to get out of the local area network, he needs to contact the router, the default gateway, which will be this guy right there. So laptop 1, or laptop 0 in this case, needs to go to the default gateway, but he needs to know what it is. So we need to statically configure that. We go to the gateway. It's not DHCP, right? Since there's no DHCP server, we need to go to the static. But this is IPv6. We're not going to touch this part. Fat Finger Squad in the building. We need to do IPv4 right here and set the default gateway there, right? So, right, that's where it is, settings. So 192.168.2.1 was the gateway, right? Let me triple check my work right here. Show IP interface brief. And yes, 2.1, which is that interface right there, right? Gig 01, right? As you can see, gig 01, that's his default gateway. 192.168.2.1. So from the left laptop, task 5, which is the last task right here, ping the default gateway, the remote router's interface address, and then the remote laptop. So basically, if we start from the left laptop, they want us to ping 3 things. The default gateway, which is this right here for him. Then they want us to ping the remote router interface address, which would be this guy's interface address. No, I'm sorry. The remote router interface address. So basically, they want us to ping that gateway, and then they want us to ping the other guy's gateway, which is this one, and then they want us to ping the other laptop. So 1, right, and then 2, and then the other guy 3. That's how you test the other laptop. That's how you test full connectivity. When you're troubleshooting a network, you kind of like ping your gateway first, ping the other guy's gateway, then you can try to ping the other guy. That's like full way of troubleshooting. In the CCNP version, let me see. What do you say? Let's see. Thanks. I should have known, but no joke. No CCNA resource has told me what that is. Hey, that's what it is, man. I mean, this book didn't tell me what it is. The packet tracer didn't tell me what it is. I had to Google that. But now we all know the little card that go in that little slot. That's called the WIC slot. Right, and we put WIC cards in them, WAN interface cards, right? I had no idea. You're up, bro, man. Appreciate that, Diaz. Is the CCNP version of that book harder for you, Pete? I don't have the CCNP version of this book yet. I haven't gotten it yet, and once we get through this book, we're gonna move on to the CCNP topics, and we're not gonna be doing. I don't think we're gonna be doing packet tracer. We're gonna be doing a lot harder topologies than this. So have everybody that doesn't really know too much about this network and stuff, man, spread the word. Let them know that have them join us while this stuff is easy right now. So the labs are more complex, as Plant-Based Brother said. We got Brian in the building, representing out of Mumbai, India. In the CCNP is the CCNP version not bad? End-to-end communication. Exactly, as smooth. So what we're doing is called end-to-end communication. So from laptop 1, like full communication is all the way here, like this, right? But in order for us to test that, it's always good to test your gateway, the other guy's gateway, and then the other guy. So in this case, 1, 2, 3. But let me go ahead and do that. And I know I keep holding y'all up. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. So first they want us to ping 192.168.1.1, right? We can also verify our information with ipconfig. And that is my information right there, right? We got my default gateway, my IP address of 192. So can we ping our gateway, which is 192.168.1.1? Ping, paste, and we got a reply. So that's a good sign. Pray to the network gods and see if we can ping the other guy's gateway, which was 2.1, right? So we just push up .2.1, and we got a reply. So that's a good sign too. So if we can reach the other guy's gateway, theoretically we should be able to reach the other guy. So that means I was able to ping my gateway, the other guy's gateway, and then I should theoretically be able to reach the other guy, which was 2.2, I believe, right? So 2.2, and we're getting the ARP request, and it don't look like it's working. So what's going on here? Do we have a routing table? Something's wrong here. We should be able to ping 2.2. So we got some troubleshooting to do here, you guys. Let's make sure routing is set, and we need to make sure he is actually 2.2. Nope. He is... Where is he? Wireless. I don't think I set the fat finger. I think I fat fingered it, y'all. I didn't even set an IP address for him. Brian Connor, CCNA. Yeah, for sure. GNS3 for the win. Nah, we ain't doing no GNS3 today. I think that's the problem. I didn't set his. I didn't even set his IP address. The other laptop. I thought I did that. Maybe I didn't. I set his. I set his gateway, but I didn't set his IP address. I thought I did that. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I was talking too much, and I didn't. So he's 192.168.2.2. Right. So now, if I go back to this laptop, I should theoretically be able to ping that guy now. Right. Pinging. Art request. Looks like it timed out. There we go. We got a reply. So that's what it was. I did not set the IP address for the other guy. And theoretically, if we're able to ping like this, right, then you should be able to ping the other way as well, from him to him, going that way. That's called bidirectional communication. So we should be able to do it, but let's do it for the sake of completion, right? So from here, we're going to go to the terminal. I'm sorry, not the terminal. We're going to go to the command prompt, check his configuration, IP config. And if I would have done that on this side, I would have seen that I didn't have no IP address. So I should be able to ping my default gateway, 192.168. And let's run through this, right? 2.1. I should ping the other guy's gateway, which is 1.1. And then I should be able to ping the other guy, which was 1.2, right? 1.2. And there we go. So we're good to go, man. This is a very basic install. Security comes later. So that's good to know. Next lab is lab number 38, page number 160 of this book right here. Installing a wireless LAN controller. I love wireless controllers, man. I have some physical ones here, but I'm not going to blow the dust off and play with that. I've done a video on these. So if you want to see how a real wireless local area network controller works, you go on my channel, you'll see videos. I started from scratch with a real wireless access point. But I know some of you guys might not have a wireless controller at home. You might not even have an access point at home. So we're going to use Packet Tracer to do the things that we were doing today, right? If you want to follow along next time, get you a copy of this book right here from 101labs.net. It's called 101 Labs, Cisco CCNA version 4. There's going to be a link in the description box below. You can get a copy of this book right here. Experts agree that we retain only 10% of what we read, but 90% of what we do. And like I say, I always preach on this channel, doing stuff hands-on. You can read all day long, right? But you ain't going to learn this stuff until you are actually getting your hands dirty. Packet Tracer allows us to do that for free. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. Y'all hit that like button if you like what y'all see. Leave a comment down below for anything else you want to see. Like I said, I'm still going to work on doing some... I've been growing some real interest in cloud stuff, man. I want to get in some more cloud stuff, but I really want to get these fundamentals down pat with you guys, and make sure we get that. Make sure I'm bringing all you guys with me before I start doing the more complex topics and stuff like that, right? Hit me with that like button. Share these videos on your Instagram. Share these videos on Twitter. Let them know that the network is doing this stuff, and I'm bringing you guys all along with me as we journey through the networking world, right? So for now, comment, like, subscribe to the network.